The thing about it is that I face so much abuse that now their kids are starting to abuse me verbally. Like their kids are starting to like be like, oh, well, Auntie Destiny, she's not nothing. Like she don't have this, she don't have that, she don't have money. Like when I was staying somewhere and they have roaches. I'm not gonna lie, they have roaches. And my niece pretty much was like, oh, I don't want to go to your house because you have roaches. Like, I don't want to be around you because you have roaches. They used to call me Roach Lady. Like, I've been through it all. I've been through a lot. I really have. I've been through so much. Like, it's sad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is. But I'm not gonna throw a pity party. I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself because I know that God, He brought me through the fire. But it really does suck when you don't grow up around people that genuinely love you for you. And then like if you're different than them, then you really get treated wrong because it's like, what makes you think you're better than us? And like you're not better than us. I'm gonna show you you're not better than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's abuse. And I don't want to say anything because I've been quiet about it for a long time. I wanted to, I don't want to shame anybody. I don't want to face retaliation or anything. Like, but at this point, it's like I have to say something. I can't keep allowing this to go on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't say nothing, it's not going to stop. So I just wanted to make people aware, you know what I'm saying, of what I've been through. Like, literally, if I go to my sister's house, she'll be like, and I understand, at the time, nobody wants roaches in their house. But like it was to the point where she was like, oh, like you have to leave your bags in the car because you have roaches and all this. Like, we all grew up with roaches. Like, we grew up in Long Beach, California. We all grew up with roaches. Like, we didn't grow up in no mini mansion in Laguna Hills or whatever. Like, we didn't. We grew up in a ratchet place where there was roaches and rats. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I didn't understand that. Like, I didn't understand how, like, like we all grew up in the same environment, but then when I have a setback in my life and I have to go back to that temporarily, I'm looked down upon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, and they're just treated unfairly. Like, treated like I don't matter. Treated like, you know, I'm not important. Like, it's so much stuff that's happened that like I literally don't understand why it's happened, but I know that it was all for a purpose because it was for me to walk into my purpose, and that's one thing that the enemy didn't want. But it's too late, like I have to speak up. I have to let the world know that family narcissistic abuse is real. Like all of the abuse that I've went through was from my family. Like, it wasn't from nobody on the outside. It was from family members that did not want me to elevate or did not want me to open my eyes and see exactly what was going on. And so they abused me out of fear that one day, like, I was going to finally have that opportunity to tell the world what happened. That either way it goes, like I'm pushing to say it because it's like I have to get it out. I can't sit here and not speak up. And I can't sit here and keep allowing this to happen. So I have to speak on it and I have to say what really happened. Like, like at first I wanted to put it in a book because I'm like, okay, if I put it in a book, then I could change their names. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the same time, it's like I'm still trying to protect everybody's identity for what? Why am I trying to protect them and they don't get, like, it's the truth, And if God is telling me to do this and He's gonna protect me, like, I can't worry about what's gonna happen to me because, like, I can't live in fear. It's like people always want to act like they're better than you and, like, put you in a position where you feel like you're less than and all this and all that. Like, hang out with your best friends that you knew for over 10 years. Like, my sister was hanging out, one of my sisters was hanging out with my best friend, talking about me to my best friend. Like, anything that you could name that somebody has been through, I have been through it. I have been through it, and I'm only 29. Like, I've been through it. I've been through a lot. Like, I've been through getting raped. I've been through getting drugged. Like, I've been through verbal abuse. Like I said, I've been through mental abuse, been through financial abuse, where I needed to stay at somebody's house and I was in a financial bind. So it was like the only way that I could stay at their house is if I put food stamps in the house and if I put, money in the house and if I watched their kids. Like, I was in a bad predicament and I didn't have nobody but God. I didn't have nobody but God. Like, and I just got to the point where I got tired of it. And I think like the last incident that I really took was when my sister did what she did to my car, and I left and I didn't look back. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go back right then and there, but like I did go back later on. And to be honest, I don't even know why. I don't even know why I went back to try to see like, oh, how are you guys doing or whatever, like trying to make something happen that's not happening. I don't know. Maybe one day they'll get it when I'm dead and gone. I don't know. But I never felt genuine love for my family. Like, I never felt like I really genuinely had a family. And that's why when I had to leave and like I had to move and I had to do certain things, it was so easy for me to just do it on my own because I've always felt alone. I've always felt alone. I've always felt like I'm by myself. I don't have anybody in this world. All I have is me to depend on. If something happens, I'm going to be the one that's going through it. If I have to sleep outside, if I have to sleep in my car, if I do whatever, like, I just got to be on my own. I was born into this world alone. I'm going to die alone. Like, I just feel like that. And I think that that's one of my strengths because a lot of people don't know how to be alone. But like I thank them for what they did because at the end of the day, it taught me how strong I am. Like, it taught me that I can be by myself and still take care of my business and still work and still go to school and still do all this and all that without having any type of support. Like, not having support is not an excuse for sitting on the talents and the gifts that God gave you. It's not an excuse. God doesn't look at us and say, oh, well, you didn't have this person or you didn't have that person. So it's okay that you didn't become that doctor that I told you to be. It's okay that you become that lawyer. Like, I didn't have an option to sit on my gifts. I knew that something was special inside of me, and that's why the enemy was fighting me so hard through my family. I knew that it was something inside of me that I had to release into the earth and to help everybody else. Because if that wasn't the case, then the devil wouldn't be trying so hard to stop me.